Yeah, it's recording now. Okay, so yeah, how many of you guys have tried solving some problems in any of the competitive programming platforms yet? Yeah, that's nice. Quite a few people right here. So in the chat, write what kind of platform you have used till now. Codeforces, nice. Uh, just a request, don't kick anyone, please. Okay, so there are some top coder people as well. Yeah, that's fine. So everyone has some. Is there anyone who doesn't have any idea what this is like? This is the first time. Okay, that there are some, I guess. Nice. So I'll give you a basic idea of what to expect. Can you guys see my screen now? I hope you guys can. Nice. So this is the Codeforces platform. I'm pretty sure many of you guys have seen this before. So what happens is these people have some regular contests. Like you can see, there's a contest in 3 days. It shows up here. This contests part will tell you all the contests there are. Someone, Prayush, can you mute yourself? Yeah. Okay. So, and all the problems you can see here in problem set. All the problems are here. You can. This is the number of people that have solved this problem till now. You can sort them. So let's say this problem is solved by 17,000 people. 170,000 people. That's way too many. So yeah. So every contest there are 3 divisions. As you can see, the divisions are mentioned here. So right now I'm just telling you how Codeforces works, right? So there's a division 3, which is the easiest, and then there's a division 1, which is the hardest one. The relationship between division 1 and 2 is that, okay, let's see some past problems, then you'll get a good idea. So let's say this is a division 2 problem, division 2 contest. So this is all sorted by difficulty. As you can see, 13,000 people have solved the first problem, 8,000 the second, and so on. So these contests typically run for 2 hours, and you are supposed to solve these 5 or 6 problems in those 2 hours, right? And in this you have all the, let's say, standings. Let's see. So this is the standings. As you can see, A is worth 500 points and F is worth 2,750 points, and these points increase according to difficulty as well. So A is the easiest and F is the hardest problem. The points are given according to the time you took to solve them and the number of wrong submissions you make. For now, just assume that the more time you take, the less points you get. The more number of wrong submissions you have, the less points you get. That's it. I'll come to the very detailed overview later. So yeah, this is now AtCoder. AtCoder also has the regular contests. They're named, let's say, AtCoder. These are the recent contests, the past contests, and these are the upcoming contests. In recent contests, you can see that there's a beginner contest, there are regular contests. Beginners are easier than regular, as you can see, as you can guess. There's also a grand contest. So there's an AtCoder grand as well. Grand is the hardest, regular is the medium one, and beginner is the easiest one. This is also, they also have A, B, C, D, E, F. Again, increasing score. So A is the easiest, F is the most difficult one. And here, tasks is all the problems. You can view the problems here. This is this, for example, the problem. Then there's CodeChef. CodeChef has 3 contests per month. The 3 contests are the challenge. There's an October challenge, let's say, that took place in this October as well. Just a second. Yeah. So CodeChef also has this division, which is again based on how good you are. Division 1 is the most difficult. Yeah, I think I'll keep checking the chat. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So if you have any questions, you can just interrupt me. I have no problem with you guys interrupting me. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, there are 10, there used to be 10 problems. I don't know how many are there. I think 9. So there are 8 to 10 problems here. You have 10 days to solve these. The challenge are 10 days long. So another type of now there are 2 more contests, lunchtime and cook-off. September lunchtime and September cook-off. For October, these have not happened yet. Lunchtime is 3 hours long. As you can see, the timings are here. And cook-off is 2.5 hours long. The difference between the two, both are short contests, and the difference between the two, I will come to that later when I go over what type of rankings there are. These two differ in the kind of rankings they use. Okay, and in every platform, you have this rating system. So if you have played chess, it's kind of like that. So if you, on a very basic level, based on your rating, you are expected to perform in a particular manner. And if you perform better than you are expected, your rating goes up proportionately. So for example, here I got a plus 98 from here to here. And when you perform worse than you are expected, your rating goes down. So here, for example, I got a minus 16. So this is basically the rating system, and based on your rating, you get some color and everything. You get a color, and on Codeforces, you are named like blue is expert. If you are cyan is specialist, and so on. You can research on what the titles and the colors are later. The best is the red with the initial black. Then there's red. Then there's yellow, and so on. And every platform has their own rating system. If you can see, CodeChef has number of stars. They use a number of stars as their thing. Here I was 5 stars, so it's yellow. Then purple, I was now I become 4 star. So all of the platforms basically are working on the same principle. There's a rating system. You take part in their contests that are rated, and then it changes your rating based on how you perform. That's it. Now there are some annual contests, big contests. The largest one is ICPC. So ICPC is a team contest. So every team consists of 3 members, and it takes place every year, once every year, instead of like the regular contest in these platforms. And there's an online round. Our college has been performing really well in these, and specifically this contest compared to other colleges. And the first thing to note here is that there are multiple levels to this contest. Let's say the first one is first there's an online preliminary, and based on the online prelims, you are selected for any regional. In India, there are, let's say, 4 to 5 regionals taking place, and based on your performance in the regionals, you qualify for the world finals, and in the world finals, you are given medals after that. So till now, we have only one gold in ICPC, like India, and an Indian college has won. There's only one Indian college, not a gold. Actually, that is the stats for Iowa. I confused you. So coming to this CodeChef's Go for Gold initiative, it's basically an initiative to incentivize students, Indian college students, to go for ICPC. The thing is that if you improve the best rank that India has gotten till now, then you are qualified for some monetary prize. And every year the prize is unclaimed. It increases using this formula. As you can see, by year 8 you get 16 lakhs. In the first year you get 5 lakhs, and so on. Till now, Team IIT Delhi and IIIT Hyderabad are the last winners. They jointly secured the rank 18th in ICPC World Finals 2012. So it's been 8 years. So now the prize money is basically this. So yeah, so the way ICPC is conducted is that there's an online prelims. Anyone can take part in that, and before the online prelims happens, there are 4 to 5 regionals, and you can choose any 2 based on whatever you want. You choose any 2, and each regional has their own selection criteria. If you qualify the selection criteria, you can go for both the regionals or anyone. And based on your performance in regionals, I think the top 2 team, it depends on regionals to regionals, but the top 1 or the top 2 teams qualify for ICPC World Finals. And now there's also an ICPC West Regionals or something like that. So you can get a second chance as well if you qualify for that. So all the details will be given in a link that I shared after this meet. And yeah, another annual contest is Google's contests. That there are 3 contests in Google. First is CodeJam. CodeJam is the biggest one. It takes place once every year. Again, there's nothing much to talk about how this takes place. There's a qualification round, then there's round 1, round 2, round 3, and the prizes and everything are there. I'll just share the link to this website, and then you guys can just see what it is about. CodeJam is again like a normal contest, nothing much. It's not different from any other contest that take place in this place, except that the problems are obviously a lot better. Then there's Kickstart. Kickstart is again like Google CodeJam, but it takes place I think 6 times a year. Not 6, 8. Yeah, 8 times a year. So there's round A to H, and you can take part in any of them. It's not like round, if you don't perform well in round A, you can't do round B. There's nothing like that. You can take part all year round. They take place all year round. Then there's hash code. Hash code is like there's just one problem, and that problem does not have a solution. You just need to find the best solution for the problem. And this is a place where you can use something like a machine learning or anything. Again, I'll share the links. You guys can go through how it's done. There's also, you also have archive for each of these. So basically the past problems and also the solutions. The solutions are all in there. Yeah, now coming to the details of how these contests are happening. So yeah, for every contest, you have something like 5 to 6 problems. Let's take a look at a div 2. Div 2, there's A, B, C, D, E, F. So I can open any problem, and I'm greeted with this page. This is the problem page. This is the problem statement. This tells you how the input is given. So the way your program is checked is that it's your program is run on multiple inputs, and there's an expected output. If your program matches with all the expected output, your code is passed. That's it. And if it does not, then it fails. Another thing to consider is that there's a time limit for every input. It's called a test. The inputs are called tests. For every test, there's a time limit. If your program does not run within 1 second, then it's disqualified. Like you get a time limit error. If it runs within 1 second and it gives the correct output, only then you are greeted with an accepted. So for example, this problem tells you that there's a W, that's the weight of a watermelon in kilos. So a watermelon weighs W kilos, and there are 2 people who want to divide this watermelon, and they like even numbers. So they want to divide this watermelon into weights, into 2 parts that have even weights, right? So given a number, you just need to print yes if it's possible, no if it's not possible. That's it. So can you guys give me a probable solution? Like you can give me wrong solutions as well, as long as you guys are talking. It's like, give me some probable solution that comes to your mind. Like how will you code this? Like you need to take input W, and you need to print yes or no based on if W can be divided into 2 parts that are both even. This is like the easiest problem on Codeforces. It's like a classic problem. Everyone solves this. So I'm already getting codes. Yeah, it's a Python code. We prefer C++, but Python is also fine. So yeah, most solutions I get that any even number greater than 2, yeah, fine. W should be even. Yeah, W should be even. If W is odd, then it can't be divided into 2 even numbers. So yeah, divisibility by 2 is a thing, but there is a case. There's a case where this will not work, because if W is 2, then the only way to divide it is 1 and 1, or 0 or 2. That's it. But it also says it needs to be a positive weight, so 0 or 2 is not a solution. So it can only be 1 and 1. But 1 and 1 are odd. So W also needs to be not equal to 2, right? So many of you are right. Not divisibility by 4, that is if they want equal parts. The problem does not say that they need to be equal. They just need to be even. So given 6, you can have 2 and 4. Yeah, 6 is not divisible by 4, but 6 can be divided into 2 and 4. It doesn't need to be 3 and 3. Doesn't need to be equal parts. So as we're done over. Yeah, I mean, how else? I also have another problem though. After this, I'll be explaining one more problem just to give a basic idea. So yeah, it's really easy. You have NW, take input. If W is not equal to 2 and W is divisible by 2, then yes. No, that's it. This is the code. And the way you submit it is you have here submit question mark. Just choose your language here. G++ is basically the C++ compiler. 11, 14, 17, anything works. It doesn't matter. And I just submit. Hope I saved it. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it's accepted. But if I did not have this commit, did not have this condition, then it would not be accepted. Just to give an what? Yes, this is C++. You can ignore these parts. These don't matter. Just that this part is the code. And I think you guys have C Pro. Yeah, editor is Sublime Text. Yeah, you can use anything you want. I just like Sublime Text. It's a personal preference, I guess. I don't think I used anything from C++ that is not in C. This same code will pass in C as well, except this one. This needs to be removed. Oh yeah, C out, init printf. Yeah, it's same thing. Now it's C, fine. Okay, for languages, GCC for C, right? And G++ for C++. And if you scroll down, there's also Java, there's Python, whatever you want, right? Here's Python, here's Java. This is C++. You can use any three, 11, 14, 17. Like right now, later you can choose what we want. And then there's GCC, which is C. But C++ can also run C. So you just select C++ all the time. Doesn't matter. Do all questions have that? Sometimes they do. In some contests, they do have the same time limit for all languages. We know that Python is slower than C++, but still some contests don't allow for different time limits based on languages. But some contests also have different time limits for different languages. For example, CodeChef. Every problem in CodeChef has a different time limit. If it's 1 second in C++, it's 5 times in Java and 6 times in Python. It's always like that. Yeah, this is not a question that is related to the thing we are discussing. So I'll just ignore that. How can we prepare for ICPC? Anything other than normal CP? Yeah, the competition is really good. Like if you try to compete and see how the people on the top are performing, I think you'll think that they're cheated. Like they perform really good. To prepare for ICPC, I think the best way is to just solve problems on Codeforces and AtCoder. I don't like CodeChef as much, so you can see I'm just decreasing my rating. I'm not even performing. AtCoder, I don't take part in contests, but I do pass problems. Codeforces, I take part in contests. So much boilerplate. This is not so much. I mean, this is basic. This is my real boilerplate. Like this is the code. This is my real boilerplate. Okay. Any more doubts? I can just try one more problem. Okay, okay. Too many doubts. How do we know how much time it's taking? Okay, when you submit, I just submitted this, right? So the time is written here. It took me maximum. This is the maximum time my code took. It took 30 milliseconds. It does not matter. You just need to see if it's accepted or not. That's it. No, it's not uniform now. At least on CodeChef. For Codeforces, I'm not sure, but for CodeChef, it's not uniform. Any good sources? Yeah, I'll share the sources in the Meet Facebook page. What about HackerRank? Yeah, there are multiple. There's HackerEarth, HackerRank, LeetCode. There are too many. It's just my personal preference. I like Codeforces and AtCoder. That's it. CodeChef I mentioned because it's way too popular. Yeah, I answered this. Boilerplate is what you already have. I already have this here, and I just write my code. I just start writing my code here. I don't retype everything all over again. Like this is the most basic thing you need. There's no point in rewriting this all over again all the time. Quite a few people do though. I will not recommend it. If you want, you can go on. Yeah, they're mainly focused for interview. Okay, I'm way too behind. Big O notation will come to that later, not in this meet. Okay, for a complete newbie, I'll say go to Codeforces. You have contest, don't go here. Problem set. You can sort according to how many people have solved it. Like 17,000 people solved. Sorry, 170,000 people solved it. So yeah, this is obviously the easiest. Then 123,000. This is next, and so on. You can just solve the easiest one here. You can skip few and try to solve this, and so on. That makes sense. Meeting is obviously not over. No, I use Windows for everything. I don't have Linux. Any more questions? I'll just show one more problem then. Yep, I'm a rebel. You downloaded Ubuntu because it's easier. Like on Windows, it's really difficult to set it up. But I've already set it up, so yes, very angry. How to Windows? You're literally seeing me do Windows. Fine, so one more problem. Yeah. So all this problem says is calculate, you are given n and m, you calculate m mod 2 to the power n. Is that difficult? How will you do it? All of these will be taken up in the next meet. I'll still post all the resources that you guys will need. But in the next meet, we'll discuss these anyway. Yeah, this is how you check other scores. For example, you go to contests. Let's just enter a random contest. This one. You go to standings. So this is the ranking of this contest. This guy performed the best. So let's see the code of this guy. So I just go over this his code. I double click, I get this. I click on this number, this submission number. This shows me the code. This is the code. Nice. So yeah, all of these are their codes. You just double click and then go here. That makes sense? Okay, I had some. No, there are no hints on Codeforces. I mean, you can use, so for example, if I did this and I didn't have this condition, if I submit now, it will give me wrong answer, right? Because on 2, it will not pass if W is 2, right? So if I submit it now, it gives me wrong answer. Wrong answer on test 5. So I can click on this, it will show my code, and I can scroll down. It will tell me on which input my output was wrong. So I hope you guys can see it. Input was 2, my output was yes, but the answer is no. And it also gives a feedback. Wrong answer, expected no, found yes. So this is basically the hint.
Hi, could you repeat this part again?
Whatever I did now, yeah, sure. So the same problem that we submitted, W cannot be 2, right? If W is 2, then I can't print yes, it should be no. This was the code that was accepted. But I did this. So for 2, I'll now get a wrong answer if W is 2. So I submitted and I found that it says wrong answer on test 5. Last time it said accepted. That means my code was correct. This means my code is wrong. I click on my submission ID, shows my submission. This is my code that I submitted. There's no condition for W equals 2. You can see the input is 2 here. My output was yes, but the answer is no. And you also will get a comment that wrong answer, expected no, found yes. So you can use this as a hint. So I mean, it's up to you. If you are practicing, you might not want to see the what on what input you are getting the wrong answer, because you want to debug it yourself to learn. But after the contest, it's fine. You can see where you went wrong.
Yes, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope the other coordinators are answering these questions. I can't answer every one of them. Shift operator for 2 to the power, and yeah, we'll discuss the problem after I'm done answering the questions. How much math? Basic math, I guess. You just need number theory and combinatorics. That's the most I can think of. For solving hard problems, obviously you need a lot of math. Like there are hard math problems, but typically math is not too required. Like you can do no math and still get away with it. Yeah, Codeforces is a Russian platform. CodeChef is an Indian platform. AtCoder is a Japanese platform. C++ is the fastest language. It's one of the fastest languages, I'll say. Okay, editorials. So yeah, for every contest, let's say this contest, we have an editorial. It's here. It's called tutorial here. So you scroll down and you find the tutorial here. You click, and yeah, for let's say for A fence, it explains what the solution is. And here you can find the actual solution. This is the actual solution. Don't get intimidated. This is all boilerplate. All of this is not needed at all. Okay, till here, yeah. So I guess editorial you guys are okay with now. You can say, yeah. Only on Codeforces you can see. Yeah, where did it go? Only on Codeforces you can see this. CodeChef does not allow you to see this. So on CodeChef you have zero transparency, or let's say no hints. They're hard on you. Setting up boilerplates, just look at the best codes and just copy paste. Not this. This is probably you don't need this. Start copy pasting from here. Yeah. If you understand it. If you don't understand it, then don't. Try to look for something that you understand, like this. So just delete this part, and now you're done. That's your boilerplate. Who creates other Codeforces members? Anyone can create, yeah. Fine. So I guess we can come back to this problem. Any solutions? So given n and m, n can be up to 10 power 8 and m can be up to 10 power 8. We just need to print m mod 2 to the power n. Boilerplates are this is a boilerplate. Like I don't retype this every time I start coding. So any probable solutions for this? The simple implementation will be this is like the very basic solution. Okay, this is the problem. You are given n and m. You need to calculate m modulo 2 to the power n. N is up to 10 to the power 8. M is up to 10 to the power 8. Loops would be faster than. I mean, it doesn't matter. They will be faster, but it still fits the time limit, right? I actually think power will be faster than loops based on what kind of loops you are using. But anyway, is this right? I mean, this should give the right solution, right? M modulo 2 to the power n. Is my code right, or will anyone suggest something else? I can try submitting. Yeah, power gives a double value. I need to convert it to int. Yeah, I don't know how this passed. This shouldn't have passed. Should I? Yeah. So the problem with my it passed, but still there's a problem. It shouldn't have passed. I think if I do it multiple times, it will not pass. The thing is that 2 to the power n is way too big. 2 to the power 10 to the power 8 is way too big. So the actual solution goes something like this. This is the actual solution. If n is greater than 35, greater than or equals, let's say, like 2 to the power 30 is 10 to the power 9. Right. So if n is greater than or equals 35, I can just print n. Otherwise, I do this. But it's still passed, so I guess that's fine too. How scared should I be of submitting incorrect code in competitions? Depends on the competition. So like I said, I'll come back to CodeChef. So in lunchtime, there is no penalty. You can submit as many wrong solutions as you want. In cook-off, the way it works is a little different. Yeah, so cook-off works basically like ICPC. So I'll just explain it anyway. So what happens is let's go to Codeforces rankings. So you can see what. Oh, it's not. So yeah, you can see in the ranks. You can see in the ranks their score. Score is basically the number of problems they solved. This is the number of wrong answers they have, and there is something called the total penalty. The total. This is basically time taken to solve this problem. That is 1 hour 14 minutes. Time taken to solve this problem, 1 hour 56 minutes. So this guy solved this problem 1 hour for 14 minutes into the contest. This problem 1 hour 56 minutes into the contest. This 25 minutes into the contest, and so on. So add all of these times, you have this time. And for every wrong answer, he solved this problem without any wrong answers, this problem without any wrong answers. For every wrong answer, 20 minutes is added to this penalty. Right. And now every person who has the same number of score, the same score. So first it's sorted according to decreasing order of score. And if they have the same score, the ties are broken with the least penalty. This guy has less penalty than this guy. So even though both have solved 5 problems, this guy is above this guy. So ICPC has the same ranking system. So cook-off is basically like ICPC. For lunchtime, there is you can just submit as many times as you want. No, C++ is same for everyone. It's not based on region. So the Japanese are good at it. You see the same names every time. Any questions? I'll share all the links for resources and for knowing about the contests in a while. You guys can ask any questions that you have. I'll answer them now. I might have missed some questions. You can ask it again. No, just two. Yeah, there are different approaches to solving problems. I have heard of implementation. What about others? Yeah, for a single problem, there can be many different kinds of solutions. There's not one solution. Like the way it's checked is that the expected output should be equal to the output you produced. That's it. For libraries, concepts and C++ should be covered before. You can take part in competitions if you know how to take input on how to give output. Will not perform well, but I mean, start. Doesn't matter if you perform well or not. How to know whether for this you need to know complexity analysis. we will take that in the next meet. Yeah, no, you don't pray. You can actually calculate that. Could you explain the working? What do you mean by working of Discord or Facebook? We post our announcements there. Discord is more friendly because you can actually talk to us. Facebook, you can just comment. We'll reply if we can. Yeah, every library is allowed.
Yeah, so Discord has a lot of channels, right?
Yeah, lot of channels. Even I'm not aware of.
Okay, so let's say if I want to know like just a brief overview about like what is lockout session and everything else. Like I couldn't make sense of certain things, and I know that it's difficult, but yeah, if you could just tell me something about it.
I think you need to ask the admins. I guess it's not.
Hello, Esther.
Yeah.
So, Dhruv,
Yeah.
we did cover this in our last meet, which was basically about getting to know the server and stuff. So, in any case, like, we can first focus on the other questions related to what Esther just covered, and if you want, we can give you the intro to Discord server later.
Was the previous session recorded, Gaurang?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
See, if you guys have any questions about the Discord or the Facebook group, you can just ask any of the admins anytime you want. I personally just use Facebook. I'm not as active on Discord, so asking me about the Discord will not result in you getting any answers. Okay, next question. Why is rating important? Rating is not very important. It just tells you how good you are. That's it. And based on your rating, you can also take part in different divisions. So division 1, to participate in division 1 contest, you need a certain amount of rating. Time complexity of it. Yeah. How do you go from time complexity to actual time? You can't calculate the exact actual time. You can, complexity gives you an approximation. That's it. Okay. Should we start off with a problem set? With problem sets before getting into contest as a beginner? Just know how to submit. That's it. You don't really, again, you'll not perform well in the first contest you take part in, but it doesn't matter. Just take part and see how it's done. Discord server link, Gaurang, please share. Where should we start? I just answered the question. You start by solving the easiest problems on Codeforces. Should I rush through CPro to? No. Don't rush through any courses. It's not like everything you learn in CPro will be really helpful in competitive programming. Not like I didn't even know many of the things, and yet I was doing quite well in competitive programming. Okay. I'll say it's not a good idea to use Python because I mean all the major contests allow Python now, but since Python is a lot slower to run, it might give you a time limit error sometimes. So C is the fastest. C++ will be a bit slower than C, but again, randomization can make that differ as well. So sometimes in some programs, C++ will perform better, but Python is always slower than C++. Again, it's personal preference. If you like Python, go for it. Just learn C++. Like if you get time limit and you suspect that it's because you're using Python, just use C++ then. Yeah, ZCO had an extended time limit for Java and Python. Yeah, as I said, CodeChef extends the time limit, but most contests don't. Like code, I don't know about Codeforces. They have not disclosed it. So I guess we're done. Any more questions? If you guys want to have a written kind of a chat about all the questions you might have after this, you can head over to the Discord server. Goran, can you please share the link to the Discord server? That's bad luck, man. Thank you. The recording will be available as soon as the meet is over, I guess. Yeah, sure. As I said, it's personal preference. I just like C++. Okay, I guess we are done. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.